do a live this evening. Last minute, no plans, just doing a bunch of recordings and working on a bunch of classes that have to go out into Corey's School of Magic. But I wanted to stop in, and I'm just bringing up on my phone so that I can
Just doing a bunch.
So that I can follow. So I am broadcasting Facebook and my Facebook page and YouTube at the same time. So I'm just going to let people get in here so we can get a few people filling up in the room. Hi, Colleen and Tracy, hello. And Tenny, hi. And Misty and Lindsay, hello. And Catherine, hi. And Kylie, hi. And Dion, hi. So glad to see you guys. And Rhonda, hi. And Carlene, hello. I'm just trying to turn off my email is clicking on and off here. So I want to make sure I get everything else turned off so I don't lose my connection. Internet has been really, really crazy, but that goes with all the energy that we are seeing in and around us. Joanne, hi. And Marissa and Glenda and Lorene, hi. Teresa, hi. And if you notice, and Leslie, hello. And Natasha, Roberta. So if you've noticed the post that came up that we're doing a 3-card spread this evening. The last time I was in, I did mediumship. I did some card pulls. We'll see how much time I have. I have a lot of things I'm supposed to be working on today, but something told me to come in and spend some time in here. So I decided we have Friday the 13th coming up tomorrow. And we also have a new moon on the 15th, which is a new moon in Scorpio. Sorry. I'm like, there's something on my screen I had to take off. And so there's a new moon in Scorpio, and we have the Friday the 13th tomorrow. And Friday the 13th is not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. So we actually have the new moon energy starting to charge up. But yesterday we had a powerful number. We had Remembrance Day as well. And we had a powerful number in the 11/11, 2020. And it was like 19, it was 11/11, 1919 was the last time this date actually aligned. And so there's a lot of synchronicity energy that we're having. There's a whole lot of like synchronicity energy that's taking place. We're seeing a lot of like shifts in energy. We're seeing a lot of things that would be in synchronicity to like years ago. And then we're seeing it happen again now. And there's just a lot of energy, a lot of shifting of energy that's happening. So I have several decks of cards out tonight, and I'm unsure of which direction I'm going, but I can tell you everything feels very divine feminine right now for me as I'm channeling this through. If you had not seen, I did post a channeled message earlier this morning on YouTube, and then I shared it to Facebook. And so if you follow my page, you can see all of the other things that I post within, like that goes to YouTube. So there is a and if you're on YouTube, then you can see it all there. There is a weekly vlog message. There is a podcast that I just done. I recently started doing some podcasting. So I have 2 podcast messages that are there over the past few weeks. I also have the message that I posted today. So if you're interested in any of those, you can go watch those videos as well. The message today is actually a long message. So it was almost, I think it's like 45 minutes. It's a very long message, which is much longer than I do for anything that's usually a channeled message. But it was, I don't get to stop them. So hello, Chantel and Renee, hi. And Juanita, hi. And Teresa and whoever else, Michelle, is it Michelle? Hi. Wanda, hi. And so I have Renee, please help me with my own soul searching. So Renee, actually, this is the perfect time to be in here. So tonight we're doing, hi, Jaden. So I'm doing a 3-card pull tonight. This is for the Friday 13th, all the way through to new moon energy. And new moon energy is about setting new intentions. This Scorpio new moon energy is like, there's a lot of intensity to this, even though it's a new moon. There's a lot of shifts, a lot of changes. We have a lot of intensity around us. And so earlier today in the channel message, I am sharing some of the paintings that go with my cards. My oracle cards are in production right now. We are still painting. I'm not doing the painting. Amelia Richard, who is the artist, is still painting the pictures. So I'm doing the creation of the book to go with them, and it's from channeled sketches that I send her. So this was the card that came today, and it was like just truly holding true to our light, staying in our light. That was the message of today, is like really truly not losing ourselves in some of this energy that we get caught up in. Don't lose yourself. I would say don't lose yourself, support, like being so on this whole anger energy or being caught out there. Come back home to here is where we are. So so this is going to be for everybody. This is for the collective, as we call it. It is general. So this is all general. I'm not pulling a card for anybody in particular right now. I'm pulling a general message. We're going to start there. So, and so as we're going through this message right now, just know that I'm going to start the first card with the spell casting oracle cards. And this is the first card that's coming up for us. And as these cards come up, it's like where we were in the past, that, you know, so we're kind of looking at where we were, where we are now, and moving forward, that forward projection card. So as many know, I do work as a mystic. I work in prophecy. I do that work as well as the psychic medium, life coach, spiritual healer. I work in past life healing as well, and angelic life coaching and angelic work. And I also own the More Than Existing program and the author of the More Than Existing book, which is right here. So tonight we're pulling into that whole where we were in the past, where we are, what we don't want to see happen again, where the past was for us, where we are right now, and then truly into that soul-searching journey of setting an intention to that future self of where we want to be. And so the first card that comes out is fertility. And I'm going to pull two cards to go with this one. Hello, Cynthia Fontaine, my beautiful friend. And Roberta, hi. And so this is an angel, hi. And so this card that I'm pulling up right now. I'm going to give a backup card to this because I have two stories of the past coming through here. And I feel like sometimes with the past stories is that we keep giving birth to the past. We keep like repeating and we keep returning to an old story, or we keep the old stories alive out of fear of it re-happening, being on repeat. So there's a lot of repeat stories that I'm picking up today that are really truly coming up for me. It's like, I just want to like dive in. It's like, we just feel like this need to dive into the past, to keep going back to the past. And I have this sense of like our shamanic energy of being linked and tied into the grounded earthly energies. And there's a lot of like rooted, grounded stories that we have been conditioned to, that we have held to, that we hold on to, and this gripping energy. And I'm just like, hey, like, it's like we grip tightly to those stories of the past, and we bring back our stories of the past, and we keep like regurgitating, keep bringing back some of the stories of the past that we need to be ready to let go of, because is it serving the highest good of where we want our lives to go or how we want our lives to be? And so, for example, if you have a lot of fear around relationships, and like you're always waiting for someone to do you wrong, you're waiting for someone to mistreat you, cheat on you, like any of those things, it's like you're just waiting for that self-prophecy moment of that shit that goes sideways, like just waiting for stuff to go wrong, just like boom, I know it's coming, I'm just waiting for it. And so you have a serious mistrust. You have, you don't have a sense of trusting anybody, or you're somebody who like, if you have somebody around you who just keeps picking things apart, like picking you apart, picking life apart, picking apart everything, is like, we can't do nothing right. And when we have a lot of that around right now, it's like, no matter what, we can't do nothing right. It's like, there's no way for us to do anything right. We're going to be pissing somebody off. We're going to be making somebody angry. We're going to be offending somebody. There's a lot of that energy around us right now that truly we want to kind of add some love into there. And so we have the Wizard of Awareness, and this is in I call it Baron Reed deck that I'm using right this second here. And so this is Wizard of Awareness. And in that Wizard of Awareness, if you were to see like the 3 circles and the power of 3, and it's like there's a lot of powerful energy. And so the power of 3 is there's 3 sides to a story. There's always 3 sides to a story. And sometimes we're not willing to do that, or sometimes we keep living in the past story so much. And so as we got the power of 3 cards right here tonight, is that we have that powerful sense of putting a lot of focus into the past stories and not living in the present moment of the right now, where we are right now. And we want to bring our wizard awareness into the right now, into this present moment, to really connect to our soul essence, to what brings our spirit self alive, what gives us life, what makes us come to life. And so I really truly feel like it's like there's this energy of it's like we just want to come to life. And no, it's not just. So there's a lot of this energy around. And so it's like we want to come to life. We want to feel like we're alive again. We want to be able to breathe again. And it's like, so the longer we stay underground and we underwater and burying ourselves in the past, we can't come up for air. And I just feel like we just want to be able to pull ourselves, like pull up, take that breath and be able to breathe. It's like there's just been this like this compacting energy, and it's like we're giving life. So where do we want to give birth to a new story. We want to give birth to some new energy. We want to feel some new energy. We want to be in some new energy, and we want to move beyond that sense of being like so always, that motives, like what is the motives behind keeping the past alive? What is the motives to holding on? What is the motives to not just letting go, just surrendering over? And I'm just like, just want to break out in that song, let it go. And it's like, we've got to let go of the old ways. We've got to let go of the past. We also have to, and the past still, there's things of our past that we need to remember. And there's things of our past that we can't just forget or let go of. But the misery that we place ourselves in sometimes of constantly torturing ourselves, constantly being hard on ourselves, constantly picking on ourselves, or we're doing the same thing to somebody else, being a critic, being so judgmental, those type of energies that we get stuck in are holding us hostage to the past. And it's like in that sense of not being able to forgive and not being able to move into this forgiveness of things, and it's not forgetting, but we want to be able to move into this. I'm slipping out of my chair. It's like I got these leathery pants on and I'm like slipping out of my chair all day today. And so the power of 3, and it's that power of intention. So as we come through the 13, which it can be a 4, is that what if there's a 4th story? What if we look beyond? So by knowing 3 sides of the story, by having 3 scenarios or 3 ways that we can look at things, that we can reflect, is that we can come up with another possibility. Maybe there's a 4th opportunity, a 4th possibility, a 5th. There's always more options. There's always more choices. There's always another way. And people say, there's no way. That's not possible. There's no way. And I'm like, until I've run out of solutions altogether, I'm not a quitter. But it's like, but that whole desire to not be a quitter sometimes held me hostage to wanting to fix things so bad that you don't realize how much we're actually holding on to the past by wanting to fix. By being someone who wants to just keep observing the possibilities, or exploring the possibilities, we're now actually being able to slow down and to think, I wonder what else is possible. I wonder what else I can do. And so there's always something more, right? And I'm like, what more is there? And so tonight in these 3 card spread, I want it to go into the what more is there? What more is there for us to, I'm looking at my phone because the messages seem to be kind of stalling on the computer. What more is there? Where else can we go from here? What else can we do? And so I'm going to go back into both decks again, and I'm going to do 2 cards for the present moment, where we are right now in our energy. Hello, everybody who's joining in. And so where we are right now, and I love this. And so, I'm like, so where we are right now, where we can be. So it's like, this is where the spirit of place. And so it's where we're placed is, that whole place of where we're being placed, why we're here in this very present moment. As we come into that, I go back to the 13. If we go into the 13 tomorrow, we have possibility of 4, or we have possibility of a 2. There's so many, there's such an angelic feel to Friday the 13th. And so back to the past is that, in the past, you probably heard Friday the 13th is a bad luck number, superstition, just so now you're already waiting for Friday the 13th to get here, to wait for the day to go wrong, wait for shit to go sideways. And it's like, well, what if the possibility is that 13 is actually a good day and good things happen? And on the 13th day, you can start preparing and planning a little bit of seeing yourself going through the new moon energy on the 15th and having something spectacular happen. What if magic and miracles happens? What if something really good happens to you? What if there's something really, really great? Right? What if? And what if it's going to be a better day? What if we can pull ourselves up? What if we can get higher in our energy? What if we can start to shift our energy? What if we can start to move our energy? What if there's something of greatness that can happen? And so the spirit of places, we're placed here for a reason. We're amongst this time. We're living in this energy. We're living during this time for a reason. And so from there, we also have now wide open space. And it's like, this world is ours to create. There is so much. And when we get so far away from home, when we move so far away from our true essence, from who we are, from that whole self, is that we lose something of us. We lose the luster. We lose the elegance, the pride, the essence of seeing our beauty or to see our own light. And this is about coming back. And this wide open space is like opening ourselves up to possibilities, where we are right now, who we are right now, that we have an opportunity. And so we look from this side of the story to that side of the story, and then we look beyond the veil story, which is we go to higher self, and we see there's a lot more at play than what we want to believe or what we want to think. And so there's still beautiful, there's still beauty, there's still an opportunity for forgiveness, and there's still another chance here. And so with this wide open space energy, with this shift of energy, I feel like this is now an opportunity for us to be in our vulnerable state, in everything that we experience, to sit and like just let the beautiful winds blow through us. Just let this energy shift through us. Let what's rising inside of us come to life, that we are a light, and that no matter what the storms, no matter what's around, that if we hold true to our light, if we hold true to this essence, like my card of the day, which is still only in painting, I'm writing my heart out to get my oracle cards out. But if we can, when we can look around us and we can look at things as this could be a fire, this could be a sunrise, a sunset, it can be anything that's taking place. But no matter what's happening in our lives, if you hold on to the truth that you are a beautiful light, that there's just this beautiful light inside of us all. And if it's inside of me, then it's inside of everybody. That we all have that essence inside of us. And so from that place of spirit is that we can look at each other and we can have respect and we can honor and we can bring awareness to, where can I be a change within myself so that I can be projected out into this world even more of this loving light energy, that I can start to be that change somewhere, and holding the essence of admiring who we are, admiring the opportunities that we have to be the best human being that we could be. And more than existing, the whole more than existing was created from the journey of discovering that I spent forever trying to achieve that spiritual freaking awakening, gonna do this, gonna do that, trying to move so far away from my shadow self. And I don't want to be this person. I don't want to be that person. I just want to be this purest of purest. I'm like, all come down to the whole fact that the whole reason why we're here is for the human experience, is for us to learn to be the best humans that we can be, that we can keep improving on it, so that when we do die, when we do leave this earth, we take that wisdom and knowledge back there. Because this light was dropped into us, this spirit dropped down into a human body so we could have this experience. And we're here to give it the joyride of its life, and to show the human experience all of the beauty and all the and how we can keep evolving and improving on being the best human. So where we are right now, vulnerability is scary. Yes, Dion, it can be. Been living in it for a long time, and I can tell you that it truly is, it's freeing. It's not scary, it is freeing. It's liberty. It liberates us. It sets us free of the entrapment that we get ourselves caught in, of wondering what people think and being caught in these stories. And it's like when we can just set ourselves free and we could just be not so concerned about everyone else, and we can start, and not that we're not concerned about the world or about changing the world. That's not it. We are concerned about those things, but more concerned about what we are doing ourselves that has an impact upon the world around us, the people around us, and about how our unwillingness to sometimes let go of the past holds us captive and trapped in these stories that keeps holding us back from the possibility of seeing a new version, seeing a new story, writing a new story. And I always say I'm on book number 5, and I'm writing book number 5, and I'm like, I have no story. It's like I've let go and surrendered over all of the stories, all of the, oh, this happened to me, and this person did this to me, and that person did this to me, and I'm moved beyond that, and now I'm writing through the way, through the virtues. And when we can truly understand that kindness, that compassion, also includes what we want to more in the world of, we also have to be more willing to give to ourselves. And we have been more willing to be that kind to us. And to do those kind things sometimes we got to sit in a little bit of silence with ourselves. Find the place of peace within. So I am putting these cards back in now so that I can go to our future card. So this is into the future. This is about new moon energy, is about setting a new intention, setting an intention to truly, like, where do I want to put my focus for my future? Where would I like to see my future self? How would I like to see my future self? And that means not having expectations upon the world, upon anyone else to provide that for us. This is about us taking full ownership and responsibility for the lives that we lead and we live by, and to be able to be those changes within ourselves. And so our future self, where would we like to be? How would I like to see my life? How would I like to see it unfolding? And we got the magic prayer. I love, love, love this card. And we got coming apart. So in the magic prayer, it's like when we want to see our lives, in a projection, to see a projection of our lives, to see our lives moving forward in such a healthy way, is that we go to our higher selves. We step into our heart story. We don't step into the old brain self. We don't step into allowing ourselves to be triggered into the past stories. Is that we think, what is possible? Without that story of the past, without carrying that anger, that pain story, without carrying that misery, without carrying that, what is there for me? If I could see myself living my most healthy, my most beautiful self, if I could see myself, healing me, doing the work, it takes work. And it's like, we're not entitled to that, to a free ride to the top. It takes work. It takes effort. It takes us doing something different. And what am I willing to do? What is one thing that I can set an intention that I'm going to do to live a better version of myself, and upgrade it? Let's start upscaling our lives, right? And so it's like chunking up on life a little bit. What can be something that I'm willing to do? And then we also have to remember, you have this beautiful spirit world that we can ask to help us. We have guides, we have angels, and we have the essence of the whole spirit realm out there. So if you're wondering, where can I get this strength? Where do I find this courage? Well, ask for it. Ask for it. Ask to it to be shown to you. Ask to be provided to you. Ask your guides to guide you to living the most beautiful, healthy life that's in alignment to you. When we start to ask from spirit world, when we start to listen to here, we stop listening to so much of that chatter of our old selves, or by the fear-mongering stories that we get caught in, and by the little clips of life that we get, and we start to think, if I expand onto this, what is there for me? And when we can look beyond and see something beyond, there's something so beautiful that starts to light up. And that means coming apart. So that whole essence, we have to come apart at the seams. We have to take out all of the old stuffing and we have to allow ourselves to, we have to dismantle, and we have to go all the way back into the foundation, and we have to start, which is the more than existing program. It is self-actualization, self-awareness. What am I doing to contribute to the way my life is? What is it I keep doing? What is my stories? What is my role that I keep playing in what happens in my life? And where do I need to stop doing this? So we allow somebody from the past to have that much control, manipulation, and whatever, then we are allowing it. What am I allowing? What am I giving? What am I providing that energy and that life into? Shifting, moving forward. It's like, where do I start from a loving place and from a loving sense of self and self-awareness? Where do I want to see myself? And so I can tell you there is some coming apart right now. So if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling like you're pissed off, if you feel like it's like you feel like you're like separating from everything and everything's like falling apart around you, well, you know what? Chances are sometimes some of this stuff has to happen. Old pieces have to crumble off so that we can then look at the things that were working well for us, what's working great, what do I not want to be a part of, what do I want, what do I not need anymore, and setting an intention to really start to allow yourself to move beyond the fear stories and into some stories of faith, some faith stories, and to start to see the light. So we're starting to see a light. So this whole energy that's been heavy and compressing and holding us down, I feel like we are now with this, where we are in that future projection card, is that our heads are above water. We have an opportunity. So it's like lotus flower moments. It's like awakening moments. And it's like this whole sense of all of this spiritual awakening stuff means that we become aware that our human needs as much love and nurturing as what our spirit self do, or as much love and nurturing as we put into everyone else. I'm now willing to put the work into me. And so when we get ready to put the work into self, is that we start to be able to create new realities, because all of our stories are all stories that we create from the realities that we live in, and we create those realities and we live in them. And I work in neurolinguistics programming. I work in helping people create new neural pathways, new stories, creating new stories, and starting to be able to manifest. And manifestation is like, what do you want? What do you want to manifest for your future? And manifestation only happens the same thing with everything else. For you just to say, I want that, but I don't really believe it, but I would like to see that happen. It's probably not going to happen that way. It's going to happen by you saying, this is how I want to see things, starting to move in that direction. I get it that it's not going to look exactly how I think it will, but I will get what I need. And when you ask for your needs to be met, not so much your wants and desires, because wants and desires often come from our old self still wanting our own way. And when we move beyond that and just say, you know what, I know that my life needs these certain things, and we allow those needs to be met, is that I'm asking for manifestation that truly allows my needs to be met in some way, however that's meant to be, to have the most loving relationships, to have the most creative abilities come to life that's within me. Well, then that starts to project us into a forward-thinking mind. And now you're getting ready to move in. So our spell casting card is about manifestation, about being able to manifest that best life. And I always say, light yourself a candle. And I always say, light yourself a candle and look into your flame. Look into the flame of your, of that burning sense, desire of our needs, not of our insecurities. Look into that bright future of what would that be like. And as you do, get your pen and your paper and sit down and start to just write. Don't write from like having to plan out writing. Just start to write. And you'll be amazed what comes up for you and what truly it is that your life really, that you really need for your life. Because when you write from that place, you're writing from higher self, is that you're connecting to your highest self. You're connecting to the abilities to be on that higher, deeper level with self. And the most important relationship you're going to have is the one with you. And this is the one relationship you're not getting away from until you get out of here, till we get to go back home, till we get to return to that essence. So it's like building a relationship based on the ability to see that no matter what storm happens, no matter what is happening around us, no matter where it's taking us, if we believe and hold on to that faith that's within us, it's that when the storm ends, in the eye of the storm is always the most beautiful light. And that you always have that free will choice to choose. And you also have a free will choice to make changes to those choices that you do make. And that in that sense of when the storm is over and you're standing there and you're still holding faith and holding that light, there's a powerful sense of truth that comes to life that you didn't follow. You didn't follow that pack. You didn't get caught in anything, that you didn't let yourself get swallowed up and then have to try to put yourself back together, is that you're waiting patiently for your right time. You're waiting for your arrival. You're waiting for that beginning of that relationship with self to truly take hold. And so we have a big shift of energy happening. We have some big awakenings happening. And now is not the time to lose ourselves. Now is not the time to get caught up and to get snared. So don't get snared into entrapment stories, and don't let anyone entrap you into some other stories. Trust your free will choice to choose to stay right here, to stay focused on you and to stay connected into what it is that you're seeing that you don't want the past to bring forward. Setting an intention on I always say, set your compass on due north. I'm going into my due north, and I'm going to start to move into believing that my destiny looks healthy and full and whole, and that fated moments will have to happen. And you can't control fated moments. There's no way from getting away from those. And that our sole purpose is to live on purpose, is to live with a purpose, to be the best human being that we can be. And so the Mother Mary card that comes out with this is the giving and receiving, and finding that balance within of generosity. And if you're going to be generous to the world out there, then you better be damn well generous to you too. And it's this equal, that being equal, that treating you as equal as you treat anyone else is so important. One last Mother Mary card to finish out this, and it's that inner child. So this past story that we had was we have a lot of inner child stories that kind of trigger us, and we respond, we react. And so it's that when we look at ourselves in what my newest work calls the spiritually growing up, is that we mature and we allow ourselves to mature, so that through the eyes of how those old experiences happened, we have matured beyond that, or have we not? And so some of the future self is like looking from a more matured self, is that I mature the child within me through playfulness and self-care. And so when we take the time to spiritually grow up, is that it's not saying we didn't physically grow up and we look in the mirror, is how we respond and react when we are triggered, how we treat others in those moments. And when we can have such dignity and pride that we just, we respond in a respectful but truthful way, that we honor each other, that we honor the fact that, we know that we are all human beings and all humans will have human moments, but we still have a right to live within our truth and our conviction and have a voice and have our own views and our own self. But also if it destroys and taking away from us, or it takes us so far away from ourselves, is that really serving my highest good? And so by treating ourselves with love and respect, is that we honor ourselves, by doing kind things for ourselves, being compassionate, not being a critic to ourselves, not looking in the mirror and being angry at ourselves, not looking in the mirror and picking apart our flaws, not by staying like in the past of I shoulda, coulda, woulda, not by saying, oh God, I did this and so this keeps happening to me, not by living in the repeat stories, by also investing into healthier choices even within our food that has light, food that is more compassionate, because when we allow ourselves to get caught in our triggers, we also get caught in our isms. And we all have isms, and as much as we'd like to think, we don't have isms. And when we're in our isms, we're not our best behaved person, and we're not our truest self, and we neglect a lot of things. So this is even one of our isms. We have phone addictions. We have addictions to everything that takes us away from, that allows us to avoid life. So anything that takes us from avoiding life or ignoring the things that we need to do or that are consuming us, and we get so caught into it, and then we start to allow it to take from us, then it's taking from the essence of who we are here to be. And it's like there's a in self-care, it's fresh air. We need to get out. I just spent a few days in Canmore, and I said, when I got there, I said, the saddest part of getting there was the fact that I've been sitting my ass in this office, wanting to do this work, wanting to be so vigilant to holding faith, that I have not even so much as left my house other than to go to the store in like over 2 months. Honestly, I had not been out other than walk around a pond, not been out to let my eyes see the beautiful outside, returning to the mountains, breathing in fresh air, finding things to look at that are beautiful other than stuff that is not so pretty in the world. There's still beauty in the world, and you got to find that. So self-care means going out and digging and discovering more about you, finding out the things that truly bring life into you, because this is about us livening up now. Being playful, being childlike, hanging out with kids, letting the youth speak, spending time with teenagers. I always say it's the most beautiful thing, or the younger generations. My daughter's best friend, one of my daughter's best friends just got married, and to just hang out with that youth again and to be with them is such a beautiful experience, because there's a playfulness, there's a carefreeness, and we get so serious. This is about us not being so serious, about coming up for air, taking a breath, laughing, laughter, joy, go for dinner, go hang out with, well, we're not allowed to go very far right now. Go hang out with the best versions of yourself, not your self. That's the way. Hang out with the best versions of yourself, because when you hang out with the best versions of yourself and not the so critical, not the so judgment, not the so angry at the world self, when you hang out with the most beautiful parts of yourself, your whole world actually then starts to turn more inward, because you start hanging out with your best friend, your twin flame, your soulmate, your everything, because it's all inside of you. And that's where you want to hang out. And that's the person that you want to spend time with, because it's the person that you're going to spend the most time of your life with. So I hope those 3 cards, well, we did a lot more than 3 cards. I hope they resonate with you. Set a clear intention. Light that candle, look into that flame, see yourself like lighting a flame and lighting a light, that your light, this little light of mine, that your little light now is like a beacon and a draw towards this beautiful light of your future, that we don't know exactly what it looks like, but why can't I start to see this light? It's time for me to start to see some light of my future, start to see this lighting up, starting to live in that healthier self and moving towards that direction. And then pull out that pen and paper, get out that journal, and just start writing. Write the power of I am. And if you don't know what to write, just write I am ... I am ... I am ... And you will start to fill in those spaces, and you'll start to fill out that energy. And it's amazing how the energy starts to shift when our higher self is who we are connecting to, not to our old self, not to the old world, to this possibility that there is a beautiful life waiting for us. And that's the intention that we want to set, that you truly live in your beautiful light. And I always say this to all of my students, to anyone who works with me: if you could only see what I see in you, you would never doubt the beautifulness that's inside of you, the beautiful light. The spirit in me sees the spirit in you. I learned that years ago when I first started my Reiki training, years ago. And yes, I've moved beyond like a lot of my Reiki sessions and stuff, but I remember those things, is that I see through the eyes of those people who are in my life, even the people who I've had moments with, I still see they're beautiful. I still see their soul essence and the beautiful lessons and the blessings that we get from each other and the ability to forgive each other. And just, there's so much we can learn. And it's amazing how many people come into our lives, back into our lives, and return into our lives, and we say, we're not the same people we were then. And if we can just let that, we can just say, you know what, we're not those people. We are this person of today. And from who I am today, and from how I see the world today, is that in the eyes of each and every one of you, I see such beautiful potential. I see that light within you. And I truly hope that when you look into the mirror tonight, that my hope for you all, my prayer for you all, is that when you look into the mirror tonight, that you can look a little bit deeper, look beyond the stories, look beyond this story and that story, and then look beyond and ask the higher self, what is beyond even the veil? What can I change? Where do I go from here? And you may see something more beautiful than you've ever seen. There's a little spark of hope inside of us all. There's a little spark of light that's showing, because our light never died. It just gets dulled. And when we can allow our shadow self, all the parts of us that we've been trying to run from, when we can allow that parts of ourselves to walk through our now truest self from our light self, it actually gets to walk through our own light of love. So you do your own self-healing by allowing yourself to stop running away, stop running from everything, stop waiting for the shoe to fall, stop waiting for that self-prophecy moment of hurt and pain, and think there is a possibility that if I just allow myself to walk through this light of love, that there's a beautiful moment that I may get to witness, and I want to be here to witness it. And I am witnessing beautiful moments everywhere. And I'm seeing beautiful moments. And I am blessed to meet some most beautiful people in this world. And the world is still full of beautiful people. And that's how we set some clear intentions. And that's the place that we try to live our best from. And that's how we grow, spiritually grow, and we truly start to allow ourselves to live being the best human that we can be. Because that's why we're here. We are here for the human experience. And we only get this one time around as this one person that we are right now today to live this. So why waste it? Why squander it? And why let it slip away from us? Embrace, enjoy, and take advantage of it all. Thank you for always letting me give you guys these messages. And I can't stop until the channel is done. So I'm going to take a moment and just read back a little bit here because I missed a lot of messages. Let's see. Hi to all who's joining in that I haven't got a chance to say hi to. I'm just trying to find some. Dion. Yes, Dion, it is the new moon. Angelina, I do remember you. Hello, Carrie. Let's see here. Right, wear your tiger eye ring. Yes, wear anything that powers and charges us up. And remember, where you're recharging your batteries, where you're recharging yourself and what energy you decide to recharge on is that you will be carrying that energy. So recharge on powerful love and light energy and not on fear energy or angry energy. Recharge on the good stuff. Charge up on good food. Charge up on good energy. Charge up on good people. Being around good people. Being around happy people. Being around happy energy. Read a good story. Read the inspiration. Read the motivational stuff. Don't read the other stuff. It's not worth it. And stay out of the freaking news because there ain't no truth anywhere in any of those stories. Anywhere. Because it's all opinions and views. And it's all where people are coming from within themselves. Good. I'm glad that resonates with you. Oh, I'm glad that speaks to you, Catherine. All right. So thank you all. Thank you all for being with me. Thank you for always being here. Thank you for always joining in. I so appreciate all the love, all the support, and the wonderful people that bless my life every day. If you have not, if you have not read my book, it is More Than Existing, Corey Thorne. And from the last live, now that I'm back home, I'm going to choose somebody from the last live who will be winning one of these books. And so you will receive a message from me. I will be sending out the book to that person. Also on Instagram, somebody else just won a reading with me. So that I'll also be in contact with the person. And then what else? Oh, Corey School of Magic. We have a whole bunch of we have a whole bunch of programs starting up again. More Than Existing starts again in January the 11th. But oh my God, forgot the best news. So we have a summit that is happening, the More Than Existing Summit, with some amazing speakers. That's going to be an all-weekend summit that is happening in January the 8th, 9th, and 10th. If you're not in Corey School of Magic, all the information is all on my page. If you're not in Corey School of Magic, get in there, get enrolled into the school. It is free to enroll in school. You do not get bothered by it. It's like you enroll in the school, and then you'll see the More Than Existing Summit. And that's a weekend event, and it's free. So you have all weekend of workshops, classes, talks, of special speakers, speaking, talking, all of us doing empowerment, encouraging women, supporting women. It's so powerful, and that's free. And that's going to be in January as well. But you've got to be signed up into the school to get it, because everything links from the school. So if you're not in Corey School of Magic, go sign up to Corey School of Magic and take advantage of that. And also, there's all kinds of meditations and stuff as well. So I think that's it. If you want to book a personal reading with me, go to CoreyThorne.com. It's all my links are all there, and you can book your own session there. I'm back to work with clients on Tuesday. And thank you all so very much. I so love you all. And thank you for being with me. And have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. New moon, set that beautiful intention. Love you all. Bye-bye.